John had been taking a walk in the woods behind his cabin when he heard an unusual sound coming from the old well. It was a strange noise, a mix of whimpers and muffled cries, and it was coming from deep inside the well. John, being the curious person he was, decided to investigate. He cautiously approached the well, careful not to slip on the moss-covered stones that surrounded it. As he got closer, the sound grew louder, and he could now make out that it was the sound of a small animal in distress. His heart racing, John leaned over the edge of the well and peered down into the darkness. At first, he couldn't see anything, but then his eyes adjusted to the dim light, and he could make out the shapes of 5 small, furry creatures. They were covered in mud, and he couldn't tell what they were. They were so still that John feared the worst. John knew that he had to act fast. Without hesitation, he went back to his cabin, grabbed a rope and some equipment. Returning to the well, he began to lower himself down the well, the sounds of the distressed animal growing louder as he descended. Finally, John reached the bottom, and he was relieved to see that the 5 animals were still alive. But he was shocked when he saw what they were. They were not any wild animal, but they were puppies covered in mud and debris, clearly abandoned by their mother. John quickly realized that these pups would not survive if he did not act fast. He cleaned them up with a cloth and gave them some food and water. Slowly, the pups began to recover, and it was clear they had been taken care of for a while, but they needed a permanent home. Eventually, a kind family adopted the puppies, giving them a second chance at life.